Hey you guys, happy Wednesday night. Ellen here with my third in a row Facebook Live video to talk about my tattoo. I'm starting to talk about it. I'm starting to share. So if you've tuned in with me these last couple nights, I shared with you guys like how it started, where it started, why it started, what it means, and so over the course of the next couple weeks, hi Andy, I wish you were here. Over the course of the next couple weeks, while the voting remains open for the inked magazine cover girl contest, I thought I would take this opportunity every night to hop on here and share with you guys a little bit more about something that I've kept very private for the last 6 years of my life. So I'll be really brief tonight because I am, as you can see, I'm on vacation. And I have friends in the house that I want to go hang out with too after I hang out with you guys. So by the way, I am in Santa Ynez on a girls trip. Although there are some men, there are some husbands that come on the girls trip. And this is the second inaugural wine country girls trip. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yay! Like that got some emojis. And we are at this beautiful, many of you guys, because so many of the people that follow me are Payo family. Many of you guys know Michelle Park, our Payo format expert, and I'm here with her and her sister and some of her best friends and some of my now best friends because we vacation together. And so we will be Payoing. We will actually be working. We're actually going to be working on quite a few Payo and work special projects while we're here. So that's where I'm at. You actually might even hear some karaoke going on in the background. It's not very good karaoke, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, tonight I thought I would hop on and talk about the part of my tattoo, thank you Courtney, that I regret. And maybe that surprises you to hear me say and admit that I regret part of it. But I'm super honest and I'm super transparent. So there is a part of my tattoo that I regret, and let me kind of tell you a little bit about it. So if you tuned in with me the last couple of nights, you'll know that this is like a Japanese style bodysuit. And so with the Japanese style, one of the things that's kind of interesting is that we start with the outline. That's pretty normal, but then we work on the background. So after the outline is put in, the next thing we do is drop in basically like a black or a dark gray background into the negative space, which is really different than Western style tattooing, which is more of like a positive space. Both are beautiful. Like it's art, it's subjective, so people like different things, just like with any style of art. So with Western tattooing, it's more of the look of like I will call it like maybe like a sticker on a suitcase, like more like the positive. And with the Japanese style, it's just a different aesthetic, and it kind of comes out from the background. And so so first is the outline and then is the background. So like the fun stuff, the like detail and the color and those layers come last. And so that was something I mentioned last night too, is that not every phase of the tattoo looks good, because actually kind of like the fun stuff comes last. And when you're working large scale, you can't do you can't like finish up a little tight area in one session, one 8-hour day. So sometimes I will go home after being tattooed and have work that looks really funny or incomplete or out of balance or whatever, and I just know and trust that it's going to become something beautiful. Thank you. Hi Gil, hi you guys. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on. It's so like rewarding that you guys care. It's been awesome to have your support, not just with the voting, but also like hopping on these videos and asking questions and stuff. And if you have questions for me or want me to talk about a topic, let me know, because I'm gonna want to talk to you guys every night. Tonight I'm going to talk about what part of the tattoo I've really regretted. So I also mentioned last night in the video when I was talking to you guys about my husband and how like he wasn't really always on board, and I shared that whole personal story, and so I was like limited in, trying to like, I wanted to keep getting tattooed, but I wanted to honor my husband, and I was like just really putting a lot of limitations on my tattoo artist. I wasn't 100% in, because I really needed my husband's full support, I think, before I could be just like all in. And so because of that, I had done, like I started to tell you guys, like I have told you the last couple nights, I had done my arm, I had done this arm, I had done my back, and it was starting to kind of take the shape of a traditional progression of the Japanese style. Even though I have like the Art Nouveau theme going on, and so when it came to my front, I was like, well, I don't want my boobs done, and I'm not gonna do my legs, and so like that just doesn't leave a lot of space, and so I was pretty, for lack of a better word, maybe like controlling, like and so we did the sort of stickers on the suitcase thing with my front. So I have these like lotus flowers and a gazelle on my sternum and my stomach, and they represent my children, and the lotus flowers are colored in my kids' birthstone colors, and I told you guys, like my left arm is the homage to my father, right, who calls me Bells, and then this was my mother and her mom, and then my back was about my marriage, and then my front was tying in my children. But I was restrictive about it, so we didn't do the outline, background, foreground progression. We didn't stay consistent with that process. Then later, when we got to that point where my husband was like, I'm all in, I totally support you, like just like 100% supported me, and because he hadn't wanted me to tattoo my legs. And so when I decided like I'm every single bit in, I'm going for a full bodysuit, that was a year ago. Like here, I was here a year ago, you guys. It was a year ago, like almost to the day that I was all in with this thing. So at that point, when I was finally all in, like my tattoo artist didn't have the whole canvas of my front that I wish he could have had, because it could have been even more cohesive. And he brilliantly, in kind of a reverse order, went into the background and started putting black and dark gray value into the background, into the negative space, to sort of like reverse engineer the Japanese style there. But again, we didn't have that whole open canvas at that point, because in hindsight, so that is the area I regret the most, and it was because of my fear, and my being a little bit controlling, and not just being like open to the process at that time, and saying like, okay, because had I at that time been where I was a year ago now, we could have done something really spectacular on my front, like really, really spectacular with an open canvas. And you guys know how, like, I also said if you asked me, like, what is an amazing canvas on your body, do you guys remember I said your back? It's this wide open. Well, your front is very similar too. So that's the part I regret the most. I don't beat myself up about it too much. And I am amazed that it is as cohesive as it is, in spite of that. And I don't even know if like the way I described that made that much sense to you guys, but that's the part I regret the most. The part I love the most is my back. And I also love like the fact that it is really cohesive. So there's elements of design that are repeated everywhere. It's so subtle. And it's so mind-blowing. So like little tiny, let me not drop the phone in the hot tub, but like little pieces of like, little pieces in here, for example, are in my legs. And everything is connected. Everything is repeated. Everything. The mandalas on my hips, the intricacies and nuances of the mandalas in a larger scale are repeated as the predominant shapes in my legs. So I love that. I think it's pretty cool. So I want to thank you guys again for your support with voting for me for this competition. I really like, I know it would be a really crazy long shot if an underdog like me, like I would vote for me because I like underdogs. Like I like the football team that's losing. That's the one I'm rooting for. So, and oh, Vicky, you're still trying to decide on your first. That's okay. You know what's the most important thing is that you find an artist that you trust. So take your time, you guys who are maybe interested in getting tattoos. That's one of the biggest things, because when I found my artist, I knew I wasn't gonna leave with a bad tattoo. And I knew that he was an artist, like sells his paintings and does, sells his paintings for a lot of money. So I would encourage you guys who are interested in maybe starting the process of getting tattooed is first, find an artist, be willing to travel and be willing to spend a lot of money. This isn't something you wanna scrimp on. Do you hear that sound? It's because I don't have the jets on so you guys can hear me, so there's just like this little dribble. So yeah, I think finding an artist is really like the most important thing. Yes, I do have suggestions. That's a great question, Alicia. I do have suggestions. Like Instagram is amazing. So like since I have found my soulmate artist, I have realized that there are so many others out there. I mean, okay, you got, hold on. Whoa, stop. Let me back up. There are so many bad tattoo artists. Like, I'm sorry. There's so many. There's so many like mediocre. But there are also so many really good ones. So just take your time and look. Instagram is such a great place to find an artist, to find a style, to find design ideas. But I also would encourage you guys who are maybe interested is, not to get a tattoo that anyone else in the world has. So it's kind of cool to find artists that, well, first of all, like it's all art. And so, oops, I have a low battery. Hang on, let me dismiss this. Okay. It's all art, so I think it's all beautiful for all people, and would never criticize someone's art. But if you're looking and you want my opinion, I wouldn't go with someone that does anything stock images or, these are designs they do. I think it's really thrilling to go to someone that's an actual artist that sells their paintings, that does unique, individual, custom, one-of-a-kind stuff that you'll never find on someone else's body. And then to find someone like that you look on Instagram is great because you can it's their portfolio. Like you just look, hi Kayvon, and you can see all their best stuff. And yay, you think you found your guy. That's wonderful. And my other advice is, at least my experience is, it's never exactly what I expect. And this is what I'm telling my son, because now my son is going through this, I'm like, it's not gonna be what you expect. So my son knew he was gonna do a koi with cherry blossoms and water on a leg, his leg sleeve. He knew those are the 3 elements of the design, and it's the same thing that's on this arm. A koi, water, and cherry blossom my son was gonna do on his leg. And I said, just so you know, it will not be what you expect it to be. Hi, Jason. Jason Parker's watching. He's also like sitting in there. He's kind of in charge of the karaoke that's going on in there, which leaves a little to be desired. Jason, can you step it up in the karaoke department? So we on my Facebook live feed could have some good entertainment out here. I'm just kidding. So anyway, those are some of my tips. What else? Find a good artist. The other thing, Alicia asked about where to find them, like conventions, tattoo shows. Yeah. So I have some other hot topics for you that I will be sharing about. Some of them might, like tonight, me telling you which part of my tattoo I regret the most and why. I have some other stories that might surprise you that I'll probably share with you over the next couple weeks too. So please cast your free vote. Jason's telling me that I should get in the flamingo, which is over there. I don't know that I could get out of the flamingo. If I do, but I'm definitely gonna get in that flamingo, and I'm definitely have my eye on the unicorn too, and get in the flamingo. I don't want to drop my new iPhone in the water either. But look, I also want to show you this little portable wine glass. We're drinking rosé. It's pretty cute. This is a gift from Michelle and her daughter Brandy. And everyone's telling me to get in the flamingo. Jason, thanks a lot. I will get in the flamingo tomorrow night with your next set of questions answered. All right, if you have any questions for me, topics for tomorrow night, let me know. You guys, this house is amazing. This is some of the, I guess, this wonderful couple that takes Michelle's PIO class. This belongs to them, and it's extraordinary. So, all right, you guys, thank you for hopping on live. Thank you for your support with my competition, and I'll see you maybe the same time tomorrow night.